That's what we do.
Hello and welcome to the It's What We Do podcast. I'm your host, Hen, normally accompanied by John, but hey, it's just me tonight. But on this fine episode of the It's What We Do, we'll be covering the movie Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I guess to start off with this movie I liked, I enjoyed it very much and everything. It was the first movie in a long time where I was like, excited throughout kind of thing. And it's first and foremost, it's a kids movie, always Transformers and stuff, right? And with this movie too, this it had the same exact plot as every other Transformers movie. Kid meet Transformer, Transformer meets up with the rest of the gang, and then they have to get the MacGuffin, the key, the cube, the something from the bad guys, or get it away from the bad guys, or the world's gonna end. It's always like that every time. But this one I think it did really well. I think this one I saw the most parallels with the first Transformers with Shia LaBeouf. Shout out the man. And with that though, I thought it was this one made more sense about the humans that we had because we had Noam, who was a I loved him as well. Anthony something with a D. I can't remember his last name, but he's a great actor. He was in the musical Hamilton. Shout out Hamilton. I love that musical. Watch it literally all the time. And he played Patrick Hamilton, the son. Oh yeah, he died too in that one. Ooh, broke my heart. Broke my heart. And he was in the musical In the Heights, where he played a Dominican trying to go back to Dominican, but he was like, "No, my real home is the Heights." Shout out New York. And this movie also too had like a lot of that New York pride. Whenever the main Noah in the movie and Elena, I want to say, whenever they had their little going back and forth, talking about like, oh, where are you from? Brooklyn? Nah, something else. I forgot what she said. And then he's from the other part, and they were like, oh, Tony's Pizza. Oh, the breast slice in New York. Oh, forget about it, kind of thing. And then whenever they're on the plane, she was like, I never left New York before. And then later in the movie, Noah was like, Brooklyn, baby. Forget about it. And I know John was here too. We'll just be going back and forth with the accents. I think that's the thing that we always do. And it's like, it's just so funny how much pride there is with New York. But besides that, though, this movie was, I thought it was cool. Like Pete Davidson, like he played Mirage and everything. He was great in this, as always. I think he's a great actor, and this is one of the few roles where he actually plays not himself. You know, he has a show on Peacock. I forgot the name of it, but he just plays himself going through his life. And then the King of Staten Island, he plays himself as well. And I know he was in the show with MGK, but then that was kind of like I didn't see it. But yeah, I think this is probably one of his best performances and everything. And then going to the Transformers, the Autobots and everything, we also have the Tri Animals, Methodons, something with animals, whatever, right? We had what's that dude's name? Optimus Primal, and then he was cool as fuck. And I thought it was interesting because it's he was named after Optimus Prime and everything. I thought it was a cool like little thing, and it's kind of interesting because it kind of shows that there is a time travel because he seemed like an older thing kind of thing, but then he was named after him, and he talked about Optimus Prime as a Cybertron legend. So I think in the show there was something about like time travel kind of thing, and that's where it came from. I believe they weren't directly with that, but that's what's assumed, I guess you would say. It's not also too. It's not clear at all how this fits in with the. If it does fit with the other movies, there's like theories about if it's a alternate universe, but none of it's clear right now. And I don't think it really matters. This movie, face value, just as itself. We had the podcast. Oh no, you still have the frame. With this movie, it just gone like face value. It was a hell of a time. I thought it was so cool. And then Mirage too. He was 911 Porsche, if you will. And I fucking love 911s. I think it's one of the best cars ever, kind of thing. Dream car, especially that model too. And okay, now he's in frame. See the podcast. And since I'm not recording chronologically, the joke was said in another podcast. But hey, whatever. And yeah, I thought he was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Optimus Prime, he was a Freightliner, and I think that goes back to older. I think maybe in the show, I'm not 100% sure, but it's like that's what like the fans wanted kind of thing instead of seeing like the other semi in the Michael Bay's. And what else happened in this movie? Um, I thought it was funny. They went to Peru, right? Yeah, they went to Peru, and then actually did very well in Peru. I guess representation. Can't even pronounce that right, but it was pretty cool and everything. And I thought it was funny whenever Noah was talking to the other robot, and you hear like the Spanish accent or like whatever accent or South American accent or Hispanic accent, if you will. And it was like, "Oye, papi," I can't even. Steve, Steve, Steve. How do you say where you from in Spanish? Oye, papi, ¿dónde eres? And then he said that, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Come on." And especially too, that's not like even a racist thing or anything. It's just like whenever like you see someone that you know that's Hispanic or anything like that, like light brown and stuff like that, you feel that pride and everything. It's like, oh, this is like people type thing, you know? I feel that too. I been there, been there. And then you talk Spanish and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't speak Spanish." I thought that was a funny little thing. And I know it does reference to the racist robots in the other movies. This movie is super cute and like it was just dumb fun kind of thing. And like one of the things I thought like with the suit that Noah wears at the end, he can't like he's jumping around, looks all super cool and everything. I was like, even if he stretched and everything right, and he was doing all the motions himself, his body would have been broken after that. Like, there's no way his body could have survived any of that. But it looked pretty cool, and I thought it was an interesting thing that they finally kind of did. I feel like it's writing on the walls kind of thing, like a suit for the humans, because the humans, people, they're always together. No, I'm sorry, humans and the robots and everything always together. And I think one of my favorite parts is like how crazy they are. If you whenever they're fighting, right, and one kills the other one, if you swap out their bodies for like humans, you can see how it will be like gruesome and bloody and deadly and everything. But then since it's robots, it doesn't look like that. Like at the end, Optimus Prime, "I'll rip your head off," and motherfucker did. And imagine that on a human, ripping the head off, half of the head cut right, slid down the middle because his sword or whatever the fuck he used, or I think he had an axe in this movie, and like that. So it doesn't make sense, but it's funny, and it's always been like that in every movie. Like in the first Transformer, I think there was a scene with Megatron and Jazz. Jazz was like a Pontiac, I want to say, like a coupe. Shout out to Coupe. I had the Transformer toy for him, and then Megatron grabs him, and he was like, Jazz goes, "Oh, you want a piece of me?" Megatron goes, "Nah, I want two," and then snaps him in half right at the waist. So it's like, imagine that on a human kind of thing, you know? And, ooh, I think I said this a little too fast and everything, too. I ran out all the things I thought about this movie. But it's a pretty cute movie. I enjoyed it, you know? It's a kid's movie and everything. I'll probably say I like this better than, no, definitely do like this better than, make sure I'm recording. Just double check. This is third time recording this. Okay. And then I thought it was super cute with better than Super Mario, definitely too. A little deeper, and then just more things that I'm familiar with because I'm a big fan of Transformers, and even now the GI Joes. I guess that's another thing too. At the end, um, it's now they're gonna do a collab with GI Joe, and at this time we're recording too. This movie did well, so it looks like it's gonna have another sequel, which is great, or whatever they're wanting to do in this universe or whatever, you know. I think it's pretty cool, and it makes sense because it's like Hasbro's owns all these lines and stuff. And I just hope that they don't put Noah on the back end, you know, like a background character, and he's actually like someone type thing. And that was funny. I remember I had my glasses, wearing my glasses the whole movie, and as soon as he said it, I threw my glasses down. I was like, oh my god, they're doing this. Out of all things they could do, they did this, which this opens the door and everything, you know. The first other GI Joes, I think they were okay, I guess you would say, but I think Snake Eye bombed, and that was they were like Hail Mary to try to start something new. That bombed, and then I think the second GI Joe bombed too. The first one I believe did well, but then yeah, cause and effect kind of thing. I remember I really didn't like as a kid the first one. I want to say, but it's been years since I seen it, kind of thing. But then they killed Channing Tatum off in the very beginning, so it's like, yeah. So it's whatever with that, I guess. I'm guessing it'll be a reboot for them, a new universe. I doubt they'll use Henry Golding from the Snake Eyes because it bombed, and then Snake Eyes now wears the full mask, and like the quote unquote purists would be like, oh, he's not wearing his mask. So it's like, why would I even watch this? Like, it's not true to the original content, form, TV show, maybe, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah. And then on our famous rating scale, I think, let's see. I'll rate this probably should watch. Yeah, it was a fun movie, dumb fun kind of thing. Not a movie to tear apart or anything like that. It's a kids movie at the end of the day. And then this movie is only set up to sell toys, you know? Another IP to sell toys, Transformers and everything like that. So that's what it is. And yeah, I forgot what John rated this, but hey, he's not here. So we're only sticking to mine. So that's the official rating on the It's What We Do podcast. And yeah, yeah. Oh, then also too another thing too. This movie takes place in the '90s, and it shows and everything. Obviously with the rap posters and everything like that. And then also we all saw the Jordans that he was wearing too. He had a pair of sixes. The Steve, what type of sixes? Cottomans. And then he also had a pair of sevens. What Velociraptors, apparently. Hey, I'm surprised that Velociraptor wasn't in this movie and everything as well. And I thought it was pretty cool, nice little tie-in because it's like right at the peak. Not at the peak, but Jordan was playing, and then Jordans were always so hot and everything. That's the first thing I noticed. I also too in the trailer as well. Whenever Noah's stepping out of the 911, and then he transforms as well. I saw those. I was like the sixes. I was like, beautiful, nice touch, nice touch. What else did we talk about? Oh, the jokes that he made. Oh yeah, and then one of the jokes I thought was really funny whenever what Mirage made talking about, oh, you were inside of me kind of thing, and then just making jokes and everything like that. I thought it was super funny. And one other thing too, I think a lot of people are just thinking way too hard about this movie, about like where does it fit, where does it go. It, I don't think it really matters. It looks like a rebuild. It might be. I call it a pre preboot. I want to say, yeah, because it's prequel and it's sort of a soft reboot. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter. It's just look at the movie face value. I see a lot of people talking about. I was like upset about the timeline, about where does it fit with the other movies. Doesn't matter, you know, kind of thing. And it's a great movie by itself, you know. And then that's the only way you really can look at it. It's not one of those movies you can tear apart, you know. It's just enjoy, and that's the best way I can think of it, you know. Why tear apart something? And I see a lot of people doing it and stuff like that. They're talking about like even Pete Davidson's performance, talking about like it wasn't that good. I was like, what are they even talking about? Or like the CGI look rubbery, and it's like, oh god, I did not believe that these robots are actually real. Like, why weren't they realistic kind of thing. It doesn't matter. It's a movie, and it was a good movie. Face value kind of thing. One thing I think is so funny. Overall with this is gonna be a generalization, but I know it's so fucking true. Whenever women do like voices of guys, they make them sound dumb as fuck. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's why this happened. That's why this happened." That's the voice they use, and it's like, and like I know, like I know the guy's voice, and I was like, "That's not even a good impression." And why do impressions? Because it's like if I tell you something a girl did, I'm not gonna do. No, and then no, babe, I didn't cheat on you. He's just my best friend. I wouldn't do that voice. And like girls always, oh yeah, no, oh I'm gonna go fishing. It's like I never understand that because it's so dumb. And I guess they try to make every guy sound like a log, a ton of bricks.
Yeah, we should have. Next thing you know,
I'm tired of this gaslighting.
Next thing you know, they're gonna be like, yeah, and he was all like, no, babe, I'm just gonna play Striking Vipers with my friend on the new Apple Vision that we got the other day.
Yeah, it's like no, babe, it's fine. It's like we're not gonna do anything wrong or anything. Just come on, I'm gonna lock the door. I just want to focus. I need
It's just
focus.
a fighting game. It's just
yeah. We're trying to join FaZe clan. Come on, babe. Come on, babe. You know me, babe.
no, they're trying to join the Bang Bros. That's what they're trying to join.
Little bros.
Yeah.
I remember. For anyone who doesn't know, what's that thing called again?
I forgot, but it's like
The game.
Oh, the game?
Yeah.
Striking Vipers?
Yeah.
On the Black Mirror episode?
Yeah. The concept of that one was like what's that Sword Art Online where they upload you, or not necessarily upload you, but like it hacks your mind or whatever where you're in the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
And with that, two boys start playing, and I think it's funny. They almost immediately start fucking. Like they didn't even really try playing the game.
The tension was definitely there.
Yeah, and then they continue to fuck, and it was a everyday thing. And then
it was also kind of like just like a really taboo thing too, kind of like don't talk about it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, shit, they weren't doing a lot of talking.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, like outside of it, it's kind of like where they had the conversations. He would act weird about it, but they knew. I mean,
Yeah.
they knew.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting when they kissed. They were like, "There's nothing." Like, but why in the game then? And I was thinking, it's not a woke thing, but I was like, does he like kind of want to be a girl, or is it just in there kind of thing? I don't, kind of thing. Like one in Paris, one in Rome.
I think he's just the bottom.
I think maybe he's just because he works for a record label. He lives a high mighty life kind of thing, and it's kind of like I have experienced a lot of things, and I have already got all I could out of like just having sex as a man. So now I want to try it as a woman kind of thing. I guess.
Well, I feel like there's also like curiosity with the what's his name?
Anthony
Mackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, with him too, because we saw that him and his. We're talking about Black Mirror now. We in preparation for the new season. We saw that he and his wife were kind of struggling to keep it popping in the bedroom, make things interesting.
Lost the spark, if you want.
Yeah, and
then
so
you saw he looked dead inside whenever he was flipping the burgers and he burned them. And you know what I noticed too? He was like, "Oh, let me get you a beer." Left the fucking grill on, and didn't like stop the grill and everything. I'm just like, well, who's gonna man the grill now? Come on, this is a more important job.
Yeah, it needs to be the guy next to him with the beer in his hand.
Yeah, that's me. I love it. Like Eddie's and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I love doing it, and because it's like he'll always like, "Oh, I'll try this," like right there. I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is a fresh one." And then like sometimes it'll be like right there. He was like, "Oh, what do you want?" Like he'll just make something up real quick for me, like a little quesadilla and stuff.
Mhm.
It's real nice.
Yeah, but yeah. So he was a little bit bored. So when he and his friend, they're kind of like, you can do anything on here, and you can feel everything too. And he just like kind of just did it.
Yeah, I think some excitement in his life, kind of thing.
There might have been a little bit of confusion there though, because it in that moment it was a girl, and it sounded like a girl, so maybe he didn't see his friend.
Yeah. But then also, how like his friend said that like something magical between them two and everything. And I thought that was just like. And then whenever they saw them in person, I thought they were like gonna fuck and everything. And I was just like, like I thought it was like unspoken tension the boys just had their whole time and everything. Like, you know how like girls do? I guess guys do this too. But you always hear girls say, "I was like, oh yeah, I got so drunk, like I made out with my friend," kind of thing. I thought it was kind of like that thing where just like unspoken tension or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it was funny, you know, at the end, the fucking Wyatt goes out and cheats, and then he just goes into the game. I was like, that's not a fair deal.
Isn't that their annual like kind of thing? Like they do that like once
Mark
a year
on the calendar.
Yeah.
And then how his friend hadn't, he knew too, so he was just like, I'm ready.
He's already online. Like sends him an invite before he even gets to the game.
You know, I'd be upset about
Hmm.
if, okay, he does that, right? They do that, but only like on anniversaries, birthdays, and stuff like that. I was like, that's a pretty shit deal, and like, and then she's just being like going out and having sex. I don't know. It was just childish.
He's just your wife getting piped by a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah, and like
It's just a weird thing. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then the other thing I thought was funny, they just played that game. You know, why couldn't they just hop on a different game? Or like, I'm sure if that technology is there for you to feel everything, right? There'll be sex games as well,
Mhm.
right? It only makes sense, right? Fucking dumb. And then how you said he fucked the polar bear too?
Yeah.
Fucking
He
funny.
said he didn't like that. He said he literally did like everything and it didn't work,
Gangbangs.
and he would just like it with him.
Yeah. You know what's funny? They have tournaments and stuff, but
Mhm.
it just like ends up being like a fuck fest. Can't wait till this technology comes out, man.
When the VR tech comes out, that's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy.
I remember as soon as I saw that episode, I was like, man, this is gonna be me and you when the Apple Vision comes out.
Hell yeah. and you know what? I wish I would have tweeted that, because there was someone that actually tweeted that, and
Actually,
actually
bunch.
yeah.
I didn't like. You know that fire tweet I had about the Aquaman one, which is also I know like I need to be more active on the Twitter and everything. Well, like I said, that was a good point out because I don't feel like anyone was really talking about it.
I feel like we need to be more active on social in general.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing active on we are is just doing this, but it's like, yeah, we need to step up our game.
Well, I did get a new iPhone recently,
Oh, that's cool.
so maybe we could start making like shorts, because I don't think they're that hard to make on the phone,
Yeah.
and we just be talking about random stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And then like, or even like behind the scene, I don't know. It's just
We
There's
could be
a lot.
we could be like, did you know that Andor had the highest budget out of all Star Wars shows, and it was only 7 episodes long, or something like that.
yeah.
And then sprinkle in some lies in there and be like, and Diego Luna got caught in a scandal or something.
And the scandal will be like he didn't pay his fucking parking ticket, and that's how people do. Or like even like simple things I was saying like you'll like something like that, but you like and then you be like you have to find out on the next episode of the podcast kind of thing, or something like that, like a tie into it, and
Yeah.
they clipping the podcast as well because it's like I think there's so much
We
usable-
talk more about it on here,
Yeah.
or whatever.
And then there's so many like clippable things because it'll be like, start of something, it'll be funny, whatever. Clip it and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, motherfucker, you want to hear the rest of the joke? Listen, kind of thing, everything. It's something like, I mean, we've been knowing about this for like over a year kind of thing. It's just like we never been actively doing it. Like we have 2 shorts, I think they're good shorts though.
They're pretty good. Oh, we need to do more live trailer reactions.
Oh, yeah. But then that's something too, just like
We could also just do that on our phone too.
Yeah, I think with that, it's just also like, or even because it's like that's like the right when it comes out kind of thing, or like because like to me, I know I end up seeing it before you do kind of thing. It's just like you have to do like the blind eye kind of deal. It's like nope, not gonna see it kind of thing. Like we did it to Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah, and speaking of Oppenheimer,
Shout out to Oppenheimer.
at the movie theaters, watching the trailer, I feel like I already saw the whole movie, like the newest trailer.
Just read the book. No, read history, I guess.
just read a history book.
Yeah, I think that's just funny thing, but it's like, I don't know. I guess maybe like I think you said this the other day was like think war movies. You know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win or they're all gonna fucking die. Kind of thing. So it's like that's, but you know Christopher Nolan and stuff, and it's like I don't know. I just don't know because it's like he says it's gonna be factual, and it's like, then where's the fun of it? Are we gonna end blowing up fucking Tokyo? No, not Tokyo.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
No. Yes, those two. Yes, those two.
And it's crazy though, 'cause like we're still making movies about this kind of stuff, but like we're really cool with the Japanese now.
Shout out Japanese.
Shout out them. They're the goats for the anime.
Yeah, best ones in the game, probably right. Or unless you like your Vietnamese. Was it Vietnamese anime you saw, or was it Korean?
Yeah, it was Korean.
Was it the ugly people?
It was called. It was called Lookism.
Lookism.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. Yeah, I forgot about that. I gotta see if they come out with the new season.
Yeah. Are you completely caught up on that, huh?
Yeah, I watched the first season.
Was it? Oh yeah, you
was alright.
recommended it. Yeah. No, I
It's what we want. No, I'm joking. It's time for the news. Breaking news, fresh off the presses, brought by yours truly,
First of all,
Miles Morales.
I'll fucking kill him. I like the videos of There's a lot of them, and I think it's kind of getting played out. But the first couple ones, I think it's so funny. They're like animated thing. It'll be like all the Spider-Mans, and then Spider-Man 2099. It'll be like I respect for all Spider-Man. Nah.
What his theme song?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh. But it'll be like I have respect for all Spider-Man, and Miles is like even me. No, you're black.
It's so funny seeing like people use like his face and that theme song as like their reaction to a bunch of stuff on Twitter. Because it's I mean it's so perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, that movie, I love that movie so much. I'm probably gonna go watch it for a third time, and
What are you, me with the Batman?
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But the soundtrack for that movie is so good, man. I love it
Metro
so
Boomin.
much. Metro Boomin. But then, I think like his new tag is like Metro, something like that.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can't finish that sentence.
If you're on Metro, don't trust you. I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning.
Beautiful morning. Where's my jewel? I always lose. Oh, it's right here.
You should give it to Miles. He'll keep it safe.
He's underage. You know what I hate about the jewel? Very convenient, pocket size and everything, right? But the way it gets lost, man, it's so crazy.
And no more different flavors either.
Yeah, menthol and tobacco now. Fucking kids, man. And then, like, earlier today, I was like, where's my jewel and whatever, right? Looking for it and everything. Check my pockets like 3-4 times, look around me and everything. Check my pockets again, it was there. Why and how does that always fucking happen?
Remember that one night we couldn't find the SD card? And we literally ransacked this whole spot.
Yes.
And then we found it under some Febreze.
And that was like after
Febreze
we
bottle.
filmed too.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I told you that was demon hours and shit. Because it was 3 a.m. too.
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah,
It was really late.
that was funny. That was a funny error.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like, do you remember? I think it was our Donner episode. We filmed that super fucking late, like crazy. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
we always did, I guess. Apparently.
Around that, yeah, we did it at that point.
Yeah. Now I'm just like, I need 20 hours of sleep.
70 hours of sleep.
Shout out sleeping. Yes, and then you know who doesn't sleep at night? Venom, and he's gonna wake up all night, do multiple benders during the October 2024. It's the set date for Venom 3. Let there be
Roof.
rough. Yeah, it's I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it and everything. I think I mean, you know how they're okay, whatever. Like the last one was like, yeah. Oh, you know what? They're on Disney Plus too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even though it's Sony.
Yeah, because you know they did that big ass deal with Disney Plus, how they put the other Spider-Man on there, and before that would never happen because you know contracts, rights, or whatever the fuck.
Licenses.
Yeah, I'm guessing they just paid a shitload.
Why don't they do that with Tom Holland's movies?
They did.
They're on Disney too?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
All
I
of
need to
them are.
watch. I need to watch them
All of them.
because it was on Stars before. I hated that.
Yeah. Yeah, because Andrews, Toby's, and Tom's are all on there. And then the Venom ones as well. And then, I don't know, Morbius. I think Morbius is on. I don't know. The greatest movie of all time.
That's the one.
Yeah. Shout out Morbius. Hopefully he'll be in the sequel. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, news. Yes. Speaking of Spider-Man news, we've been talking about just now. If you weren't listening, the Spider Within a Spider-Verse story, and it's gonna be a short or whatever. Don't know how long it's gonna be, but it's gonna be talking about stories with Miles Morales with his struggle with anxiety.
Yeah, it's apparently gonna be like a horror short.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Yes. Oh, mental health. Oh, I hate this. Why is this so?
I don't think there's anything scarier than Miguel O'Hara to him,
That dude is a fucking. That dude was a menace.
because it looked like he wanted to
Being just
kill,
Spider Menace.
just kill him at some point.
Yeah. And like he just off the hinges and stuff. I'm just like, man, fuck you and your family. Golly. I like he has a little thing, a system. It's like a ladder step skill that he did. Oh, you're talking about your cup?
Okay, he's down there.
It was a podcast.
Podcast.
I'm surprised we haven't thought about that before.
Podcast. That's perfect.
Yeah. And then
Meow.
I loved how it made Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac made me not like
Yeah.
like him kind of thing. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, right. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's the only thing I thought was funny? I was thinking about like lists of my favorite kind of actors right now. And I was like Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh, and I was like, why am I just listing off the class of fucking Dune? And I was like,
Good cast.
yeah, it's like with reason. Shit. I want to watch one movie with Oscar Isaac. I think I watched like part of it. I think I knocked it out. It was Card Counter, where he counts cards.
Oh,
And
that
he
one's
got out
good?
of prison. I don't know. I didn't see it. And then I think it was one of those movies where it was like, you know, he makes those big movies kind of thing, but this was a movie he wanted to do. You know, one for them, one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I make all these millions on these movies, so I can take a pay cut on this because it's a smaller movie kind of thing. And then he looks real clean, shaved beard, slick back hair, and he has a very salt pepper hair kind of thing. So beautiful man, as always, as ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else we got? Oh, we got Phantom Liberty, Cyberpunk, the DLC type thing.
For the video game,
Yeah.
you
They-
can get it.
We'll see what's up. Yeah, most likely I will. I say that, but I love the first Cyberpunk and everything. It was a great game. And with this, I guess they introduced a little bit more of what's happening. They go to a new city,
I think it just adds on to the game you already have.
but it's a new city though, because
Oh.
they say they have to go to Dogtown or whatever, and then deals with they say spying and stuff like that because it's like they get recruited by some organization kind of thing, and then because one of their space stations crashes right outside the city. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But Johnny Silverhand, that dude who is in another movie, is in it as well. It looks cute. And then Rebel Moon, one of your favorite directors of all time. You pray to him every night. Zack Snyder, the man, the myth, the legend. Sell DC to Snyder. No, to Netflix or whatever dumbass new hashtag that they have right now is. It's going to come out at December 22nd this year.
They're saying sell DC to Netflix.
Or sell Snyderverse to Disney or to Netflix.
Oh, to put the Batman movies on there.
No.
Or Justice League on there.
They want him to continue to make movies. Justice League Part 2.
I mean, I don't think he's allowed to do that if he doesn't have the backing of WB.
That's why I just sell them.
Oh,
But you know how they did with like what's that one show like Snowman. I say it as if I don't love the show. Sandman. It's a DC project and everything, and then they pushed it onto it. Same thing with Lucifer as well.
oh, I see.
But
Unless it's like how they do like the associated with instead of
yeah, it would be
Actually.
like that kind of thing. But fucking stupid. Get over it. It's been a long time. You got what you got. Why? Like, pressing the luck kind of thing. And it's
Wasn't
just,
much, but yeah,
I mean, they got a fucking 4-hour cut and like 80 mil to drop into that movie.
that was
It was an
though.
80 mil, but it was still a lot, you know?
But I mean, it wasn't much, but yeah,
Yeah. And then it was just like, I think it's just funny though, because it was like Snyder cut. And now it's like immediately, as soon as it came out, it was like, we need more.
that whole Justice League era right there was so bad. Cause I mean, Man of Steel came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then we only got like what 3 movies after that.
Yeah. It was just
Flash is barely gonna come out.
You can say it was a dark time.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know, whenever people say that, you know, like, I normally don't say it to people kind of thing. But, like, I always, like, because I don't want to get into it, you know? Because it's like, there's like, oh, yeah, what happened? I was just like, there's a lot that happened. And then sometimes if they press me for it, because it's like, I try to play dumb, but if they press me, I'm just like, all right. I try to dumb it the fuck down, right? And then I can see their eyes just rolling back in their head like they're just shutting off. And I'm just like, see. Why'd you make me do this?
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. I'm about to fucking kill you like Batman. Shout out Batman. Oh, and then The Flash is coming out. And then they did a premiere walk thing today. Today being the day when we're recording. And then Ezra Miller's there. And, took a couple pics. And I'm guessing they dipped. I just saw it right now, right before recording. And I was just like, there's our person, dog.
Not
Shit.
a word was said.
Yeah, there was a person there. Finally, I thought it was cool to like see them and everything, but it was just there we go, you know, kind of thing. It was just like shout out Ezra Miller.
Shut up, Ezra.
Yeah, excited to see him in Flash too. I don't have a problem with him anymore. It's just I don't think I ever did it. I think it was just a crazy time.
I don't know. Speaking of that, did you hear that I guess it could be news.
Yes.
Tenoch Huerta has now been accused of sexual harassment and abuse.
Yeah, and I saw that too, and I was just like, the news that I saw that he was denying it, whatever, and then it's just like,
Well, I mean, you're never gonna agree,
yeah,
right?
yeah, about like, yeah, you're right, I sound like I'm siding with them, but it's just like I'm just like,
But I don't know. I
More
mean,
drama.
how many of these celebrity cases are there that they get accused of this and then it comes out to nothing?
true, and we still got that ongoing thing with Jonathan Majors too.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, and then
Marvel, Marvel hurting right now.
yeah,
Next thing you know, Shamik Moore is gonna get caught in the scandal too.
or get arrested or something with drugs or something like that. And then you see some other heat that Disney went through. Marvel was Chris Hemsworth, which he made very good points because he went on a long interview and he was like, yeah, I mean, like, I guess it was pretty kind of cringe the movie, the Love and Thunder or
Love
whatever.
and Thunder.
And he was like, it was funny, but it was cringe at the same. I was like, there was both of it, and I think we just had too much fun with it, and it was just that's how it ended up. And I was like, I completely agree with that.
I could see that.
Yeah, and it's like I laughed. It was fun, but it was just I could see the dumb moments where it went a little too far or whatever. But yeah, and then he said that about that movie, and then it's just like, but he did say if we make another one, it has to be completely fucking different. It's like, dog, like this.
Well, I mean, they did say that Thor is gonna return.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Shit, maybe that's why he announced his retirement right now. No. That remind me, it was I think Gronk from the he played for New England, I think, with Tom Brady, and then there was talks about like they told him it's like, yeah, you're gonna be traded, and then he was like, you can't trade me, I'm retired, and then retired right then and there, because he was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, he wanted to stay with that team.
I think so. Yeah, the New England. I think it was New England. I could be wrong. Fuck New England. No, I'm kidding. And then speaking of New England, it has nothing to do with New England. More MCU news though. We have Captain America has a new name, Cap 4, if you will. It's gonna be called Captain America: Brave New World. From the old name that was New World Order. I don't like the name change, but it doesn't matter.
I'll just keep going.
And you know what's the other thing I didn't like that they did? They pretty much gave Anthony Mackie. Oh, we were just talking about Anthony Mackie too. Yeah. Hopefully they have a crossover with Pit Vipers. He pretty much has a blue suit like Chris Evans' Captain America. They got rid of his white top or his own suit kind of thing.
Why? I actually liked that one.
Yeah, it was
pretty cool.
It was fly as fuck. And like, if you want to go that, it was comic accurate. I always hate that, but it's like technically, like that at least would shut up those kind of people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, I guess. And then Harrison Ford's in the movie too. He's cool. Hopefully,
Nah, that motherfucker needs to retire, bro.
he
I needs to retire, bro. I saw the trailer for the Indiana Jones movie. That movie's gonna suck. Watching the trailer, you saw the whole movie.
What's gonna happen?
Huh?
What's gonna happen?
He's gonna find the sundial that he was looking for. It's in the title. And the dial of the sun, like,
I mean, guess, yeah.
bro, he's so old now. I was literally talking about this the other day. He's so old that even the kid that acted in this movie is a grown man now, and he has his own acting career.
Yeah. That's a good point. You know what's funny? If this movie, like, let's say if they're gonna start filming this movie right now, the Indiana Jones 5 or whatever, right now today, right? They would have put Short Round in there.
Mm-hmm.
They would have put him in there because now he's fucking big, Oscars and shit. It was like if they just waited a couple years, he would have definitely been in this fucking movie. But I think as a Harrison Ford, he just collects checks and smokes paper. He smokes all the time. He's high as fuck all the time. And yeah, and like if you catch him in most movies, like let's say in Han Solo, whenever he played in the other one, he's just there to catch a check kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
But then this one though, he's actually passionate about. So
Sure he is.
you know, they were supposed to do like a remake or some shit with Chris Pratt, but then he shut that shit down.
Chris did?
No. Harrison Ford shut that shit down. He was
Dang.
like, I'm indie. So yeah, it's I don't know.
He's not gonna retire after this one either.
Yeah, what's he was?
Cause he's probably gonna make it like a part 1, like Mission Impossible.
And then end up recruiting Jason Momoa in the next one, and then fucking gets upset at him again. And you know what's funny? I think they released the release date for the next Fast, and then the Minecraft. And guess who is the main actor for Minecraft, or the voice actor? Or I think you said it was supposed to be like a live action or some shit like that. Guess who's the main star and lead?
John Cena
Jason Momoa. Dante.
and Shantae.
Yes. So he's going to be fighting against himself in these two. And Vin Diesel is just going to blame him again.
I blame him already.
And Shantae.
Yeah, Shantae.
I saw that. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. And
I
thought-
imagine the Minecraft movie is gonna be something like the Super Mario's movie.
Yeah, but I remember they said live action when they
Okay.
announced the movie. So I'm just like,
I don't know about live action.
yeah. If you want to, you can catch us discussing that deeper in another past episode as well.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about it. I
Yeah, we
think.
did
Yeah.
a little bit.
I'll put on the glasses and no, I'm gonna put my blindfold on while watching it, so I'm fully immersed. That's Apple Vision.
That's IMAX theaters.
Now I'm gonna do the thing. Well, you haven't seen the show, but like Jason Momoa. Oh, he's so funny. Jason Momoa always walks with a. Okay, the podcat is attacking the dog, and the dog is asleep, so it's kind of like. It's. Let's see what he's gonna do. Oh! You see Max? He's getting up.
I think they're fine.
Yeah, no, I like it because Daniel bullies him.
The podcat.
Yeah, and what was I saying? Oh, in the show, because they're blind and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since he's a warrior and stuff, he's always low to the ground, and he looks like he has a limp or something. But that's just how he walks, to be most aware of his surroundings, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then his brother died in it. Dave Bautista plays his brother, and I was like, huh. I'm obviously two different races, but I was like, that actually makes a lot more fucking sense than fucking John Cena and Vin Diesel being brothers, right?
Yeah.
At least they're the right shade ish of brownish, whatever. Because I think Dave's like Filipino,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jason is Hawaiian or whatever. Shout out Hawaiian. Aloha, aloha from your finest. I want to go to Hawaii. Take me. Okay. You have to try sometimes. I thought it would be cute, but I really don't know how the movie's gonna work out.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, see what's up. We'll always see, or maybe I don't. Who knows? Maybe I'll go full experience with seeing.
Blind.
Maybe when I finish the season or whatever, maybe I'm so into it. I'm just like I gotta wear blindfolds all the time.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
feel that.
Yeah. Oh, then speaking of things that I need to watch, Gin and Tonic. What have you been up to, John? What's something that you can pour a nice fine cup of gin and tonic and watch it too?
I am currently on season 5 of Snowfall, and what an amazing show it is. I'm
Shout
gonna be
out Crack,
sad.
man. Whew.
I'm gonna be sad when it ends.
Great content, man.
But yeah, it's really good. And also, I went to go see Steve Lacy in concert on Saturday, and that was kind of cool. And then I've also been bumping the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack, 'cause the soundtrack is so good, man. Metro! That soundtrack is so good. And what else have I watched?
Shout out Metro. I think it's really good whenever
That's all I watched.
you see a movie and like the soundtrack though. Like it's either one or the other. Soundtrack was really good, or you just don't notice it, or it was bad and you notice it kind of
Mhm.
thing. It's like one or the other kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I watched.
How was the concert? Was it good? Did you know the music? Was it country?
Not really. Steve Lacy, he's like a pop artist. He has like a few songs that are popular on TikTok. But we got a decent price on the tickets, so we went.
Oh, that's cute.
And when we were there, this one event coordinator, she came up to us. She's like, "Do you want free tickets for the VIP to like go in front?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
You're like, I love free shit, Bosley. What's the catch?
Yeah, no, it was free. It was cool.
That's cool.
And
Oh,
then
she probably thought you were cute, so it was like to bring y'all up.
no, I think it's 'cause I was like this with Anna, like I was behind her like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, cute shit.
Yeah.
No. It'll be funny if it's like, like I think in like Thailand or other places, they'll like go to foreigners and stuff. They'll be like, oh, bracelet, free bracelet. Put it on there. That'll be $100.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I see TikToks on that and I was like, what the fuck?
Scams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all. That's it for now, I think. But what are you watching?
Yeah. What have I been watching? Oh, I saw Avatar 2. It was
El
great
Way? The
of-
water?
La Water. I think it was a great nature documentary kind of thing. I watched it at home with my sister, brother-in-law, and my new nephew. Kind of thing. We all watched together. I had my nephew glued to the screen. You gotta put him on early to movies. You have to watch bad movies to get through good movies. It wasn't a bad movie, but well, we saw that, and it was good and everything. But I would say the first one was better. One thing that I thought it was so funny was that in this they have like fucking like 5 kids or whatever, right? One of them is adopted or whatever, but then they have like a big son. The big son is like, I'm just like dad. Oh, I'm a great big brother leader kind of thing. And then they have a younger son who is more like, I can never be like you, dad. I just want to have fun. I'm irresponsible kind of thing. And then
Is the dad the soldier who transferred to the?
yeah, Jake Scully.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also a daughter, their natural born daughter as well. I forgot her name, but she was cool. I mean, she was a little kid, young as fuck. And then they adopted one. You know the girl that died in the first one? Her avatar got pregnant somehow. and gave birth, and they adopted her as her daughter. And then
they got some they got, what is the word? They got some necrophiliacs in there.
I guess I don't know, but apparently gave birth and stuff. Yeah, they adopted her. And then I remember I heard another thing. They were saying like Spider's like a kid to them, but like literally in the first couple of seconds, they say, "Yeah, Spider's like a stray cat. He's just always around." The kids love him, but then like the parents don't see him as like a fucking like their son kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out his dad though is actually the colonel from the first movie, the bad guy.
Oh dang.
And then in this movie, they bring back the whole group of Marines and stuff, like the colonel and other people, because they backed up their memories, like in alternate carbon kind of thing. They uploaded it and put in avatars and did it that way. And like, it was funny because I thought about it. The only reason I remember the Marines because one of the other guys in the background, he's always like, "Hoorah!" randomly like, "Hoorah!" And they did like a video recording of like them explaining it to themselves and like, "Yeah, in case I die or anything, you're my backup." So it was like, "Yeah, but all my memories without the charm." Or kind of, I don't know, it was dumb shit like that. And then the guy in the background's like, "Hoorah!" The same guy. And I was just like, that was funny. Pro military. And then yeah, it was like, oh, this is what I was gonna say. No, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I did forget. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. You know how the Jake Scully's like super hard on his kids kind of thing. And then in my head, I was like, tell your fucking son you love him. Because I was like, what's up? I was like, I thought we were done with this era of Max, talks Max. No, not talks Max. You know, not telling your sons you love them kind of thing. I was just like, just tell them just once, please.
Toxic
Act like you're concerned. Don't look so disappointed. Because it's like, you know, it's like the thing with the youngest son's like, yeah, I know what it's like to be disappointed. I just want to make my dad proud. Like, my dad would never be proud of me if I'm not a fucking soldier or I'm not. I have to do this to make him proud. I saw that. I was like, I mean, it's a very common thing, but I'm just, it was just funny. And then when the son dies, the oldest son dies and stuff.
Dang, spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, it's been out 6-7 months now.
You're right.
Yeah, and I knew one of them was gonna die, and then he dies, and then it was the father of like, it was, I guess it could be anyone's fault, but it was just like a lot of things like that, and it was like they go to, it was okay, it was the plot was okay and everything. It felt like a nature documentary, but then it felt like I could see their setup and stuff like that, and you know what's going on for another million movies kind of thing, and like the one I don't know, they introduced these big ass whales kind of thing, and then they're smarter than humans or whatever, but then them being smarter as humans, whenever you fucking put their brain in a blender and take out the product, in the product that comes out stops humans from aging.
Need that.
So it's worth $1 million bazillion dollars, you know, obviously, right? So then that's what they're it's like whale hunting and shit. So it's supposed to be like a metaphor, you know, like, oh, whale hunting's bad kind of thing, you know. You can see the wokeness in the movie, if you will.
Too woke.
Yeah, but then you know James Cameron is a fucking big ass fucking ocean person and everything. He loves being in the ocean kind of thing. And what's that other thing? Oh, I was thinking about this with James Cameron because I saw the documentary behind the scenes where he talks about the movie and stuff, the making of it. And I was like, this man has had so many fucking hits. Like in Titanic, Avatar 1 and 2, Aliens, fucking, what's that other one? Terminator 1 and 2. And it's like, I know he has other movies as well, but like those two movies are fucking fire as fuck, you know? Talking about Terminators. Clarify. And then, yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I don't know. I'll watch the third one 7 months after it comes out kind of thing. And like, I didn't necessarily want to watch it or whatever. Or I was planning on watching it, but just not immediately. It would just like get to it when I get to it. But then my brother-in-law called me and he like told me, he was like, oh, do you want to come over and watch it? I was like, yeah, because I knew they just had the kid and everything. I was like, yeah, I want to see my nephew too, you know, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's part of the reason too. My nephew is like just so small. I forget how small babies are. They're like,
yeah,
and
tiny.
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 Yeah. Then I remember holding him. I was just like, I'm scared I'm gonna break you right now, kind of thing. They're so small, but whenever he cries, his whole face goes like to a raisin.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking, I was like, oh, who does he look like? And I was like, he looks like a tomato. He doesn't look like anything right now. Give him at least a year before you start saying who he looks like, kind of thing. It was funny. And then after that, though, I don't think have I seen anything. I saw that episode of Dark Black Mirror. It was cute. Yeah. Speaking into this and looking at us now. And what else? I think that possibly could be it. One funny thing, this is completely off weird, but today I always listen to podcasts nonstop. That's how I am. Especially Mondays, a lot of podcasts come out today. And I saw a couple, like my normal one, Weekly Planet kind of thing and everything. I got their thoughts on it. Of course, they don't influence mine because I have my own thing. They thought it was okay. I think they're just old men, kind of grumpy now, or not grumpy, but they're just kind of beyond it, kind of thing, you know. And like I'm so young and hopeful, kind of shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was laughing out loud to that podcast today, and then I was listening to the Two Bears One Cave episode, and I was laughing as loud as fuck on that one. And another podcast, I can't remember which one it was. But I was like, wow, like I haven't had a podcast that made me laugh out loud in a while, kind of thing. Hope.
I hope we can do that for other people.
Yeah. You know what's good enough for me? Making myself laugh. And I do that all the time.
Uh-huh.
Nah, I hate it with the first podcast we used to do? I used to do a fucking joke at the beginning. And now I always have to skip over that because I re-listen to a lot of things all the time. I re-listen to it and I was like, cringe. Stop. Skip 10 seconds. Or do you remember the first video recording we did? And like, I was pretty lit at that point and I kept on fucking up like this thing I wanted it to say. No, I think it was the first. Yeah, I think I was lit. Oh, well, regardless, I was always lit back then. But I remember I kept on trying to say this joke about like, I have you to my left because you have no right to be so handsome. See, it's not that fucking hard to say it. And it took me so long to try to say it, and I just gave up, you know? And, like, it took me, like, I remember I just hear it, I'm just like, because I also do a drunk thing wherever, right? Because, like, I'll be like, man, look at our first video kind of thing, and look where we are now. And the first couple of seconds plays, and I was like, oh, cringe. Or, like, that joke I made about, like, whenever I was about to buy some shoes, and then I do a whole fucking story about it, or whenever I got a nose piercing, I say I apologize as if I was saying like an apology video.
Mm-hmm.
But look at us now.
I can blame Danny for that.
Yeah, fuck Danny. He stresses me out when he looks at me.
Exactly.
And one thing I remember about too, when we're starting out, like being behind these lines, I think at this point we're used to it, or whatever, right? But I remember the first times it just feels like very nervous and like you just want to like I don't know. Like smiling and shit. And I was like, this is probably the only few times where I actually smile, like in like a real smile kind of thing. Because whenever, like for most men in general, whenever they get behind, like they say, oh, pose for the picture. Or they do a half grin like this. I remember I used to do that all the fucking time, right? And then I used to look in the mirror and I'll be like, how the fuck do you smile? And it took me a while. It was fucking embarrassing doing this because the bathroom closed, locked and loaded, make sure no one was in the house, practicing my smile in the mirror. And then I ended up settling on this half grin kind of thing because I thought it looked, very suave, very cool, mysterious kind of man. And then I realized whenever I did the smile, I kind of pushed my jaw to the side. And I was like, it was a half smile. It was like that. And then for years, all my photos looked like my jaw's fucked up and my bottom teeth are all fucked up. And yeah, so for 5 years, that was my smile. And I had to live with that and everything. Yeah, that was a funny time. Yeah. There's another thing I thought about. Just give me a quick sec. It goes hand in hand with that thing I just said. Damn, where did he go? No, it's been one. No?
You said where to go. I said right here.
Oh, dang. I do that at work all the time. People don't even look no more because they know that I'm going to do that. I was like, oh, where's this? I was like, oh, right here. It's funny, this girl at work today, or no, last week, I forgot, she walked in front of my desk, and then she dropped her phone, right? And I was like, oh, you dropped your phone. I always love doing that to people. And she...
Oh, you dropped something.
No, And then she immediately goes and she immediately fires my ass up like nonstop. And I was like, God damn, this is an attack. Like,
Dang, what did she say?
I can't remember exactly what she said, but one of her lines that she said, I was like, fuck, that hurt me. She said, I was like, go like this with your hair, like that, right? And then get some of that grease and put it on your dry ass lips. And since then, I have not stopped putting on chopstick.
Bro, it sounded like she was waiting to use that one. Cause there's no way you had that. Like she had that loaded.
Yeah,
She had that
she had a
locked and
couple other
loaded.
ones. I can't remember the other ones, but I was just like, and then I said something, and she was like, "All right, come on, like say something back." I was like, "Nah, I'm better than this." I was like, "Oh, you think you're better than me?" And I was like, "Oh fuck!" It's like I'm just trying to work. I was like, "Where's this attack come from?"
Jeez, man.
I don't know. Then after work, I beat her up.
She had them loaded.
Yeah,
Loaded up.
I just felt like one of those moments, just like you know that old meme, boy or whatever like that. You know the kind.
Boy.
It's like I'm about to end your whole life. You know that shit. I don't know. It was fucking. It was funny. Then I was hurt, and after that, I've been putting chopstick nonstop. Because so like they were kind of dry, so I was just like, okay, maybe she has a point. Maybe she'd been seeing me like walk past, and she was like, "Why does he have such dry ass lips?"
And that's how I met your mother.
Yo, no. It's been one. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us on this fine episode of the It's What We Do podcast. We're your hosts, Hen and John. Did I actually say you'd speak? It's just Hen here.
Hen.
It's just Hen here. And are you trying to like read my mind? Okay, let's see if you can do this. And you can catch us.
I am loser.
Why is my penis so small?
Dang, you read my mind.
Shit. You can catch us on all potting platforms. We're also on YouTube and all social media. And because we had to talk today, we're hopefully going to be more active and stuff like that. And yeah, thank you. Good night and big kisses.
Podcat.
Rare.